First half for Jordan Zimmerman, fully recovered from Tommy John surgery, leading the starting staff in ERA, brilliant since early June. Today his team will have to take out the Rockies in order to reach 500 at the break.
Washington Nationals baseball. Washington Nationals baseball.
It's the last day before the All-Star break, and this is that game that leaves the taste in your mouth, either good or bad the next several days. Tyler Clippard gets his National League All-Star jersey. How about that? Name of the team is on the front of the jersey for him when he plays at home and when he makes the All-Star team. Bob and FP, congratulations to Clippard, one of the big stories of this year. And there are others as well as we look back on the mythical first half, 91 games in.
Yeah, when you talk about today, it's the quest for 500. But if you'd have told me in spring training that Ryan Zimmerman would have missed 58 games and they'd be playing to be at 500 at the All-Star break, I'd have said I'm in. So this guy misses 58 games, a career 287 hitter, 120 home runs, nearly 500 RBIs. And the emergence of Danny Espinosa and Michael Morris has been a huge story. Danny's on pace for 30 home runs and 100 RBIs, and Michael Morris has established himself so much that he was on the All-Star ballot. And then you talk about the roomies in the bullpen, a 150 average against for Clippard, a 192 average against for Storm. They've been lights out.
And I think one of the significant things about all of this as we put it together, there is some offense in there, there's definitely some pitching, and there's definitely some game closing and defense that have helped the Nats get to where they are. And you just think about the other guys on offense, and things could be so much better right now. All right, let's talk about Jordan Zimmerman. No offensive guys like to hit against him these days. He's arguably the best on the staff, and I'm pretty sure there's no debate about it right now.
With a little run support, he would have had a jersey that said National on front of it, too. I mean, he's been outstanding. The talk of the National League. He's emerging as a legitimate number 2 starter, borderline number 1 guy. You talk about his junior ERA, 0.85, only second to Cliff Lee's 0.21. The fastball command has been great. The tight little slider he's featured has been outstanding. So we're looking for big things from Jordan Zimmerman today going into the break.
Maybe his teammates can get him some runs. We know they'll play defense behind him. Last night, Desmond, a great relay from Nix to get a runner at the plate. Ian solid up the middle, and then there's Danny Espinosa. And he's really amazing us on almost a nightly basis. And that big fella in left field, Lance Nix, he's not just a hitter either. And by Hyundai. People are talking about Hyundai uncensored. See what they're saying at Hyundai.com. Some breezes blowing. A little bit cloudy overhead, but the sun is blasting its way through right now. Nationals Park. It's a 5-5 homestand. The Nats had hoped for a better one, but they've lost 3 in a row and need to win today to get back to that 500 mark on a 90-degree day. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a Train. Rockies are 8th in the league in batting average, 6th in runs and 5th in homers. And they have Todd Helton red hot this month. Weather has warmed up, and so has the 37-year-old outstanding hitter. 5th in the league, batting .318. And he reached double figures in home runs last night. Troy Tulowitzki is 9th in home runs and RBIs, hitting right behind him. Jordan Zimmermann has seen the Rockies for 4 innings of his young career, gave up a couple of earned runs in his only career start against Colorado July 12th, 09 at Coors Field. A no decision. He has his hands full today, but really at peace. So do these Colorado hitters, the way he's throwing.
Oh, it's a great pitching matchup today with Jordan Zimmermann and Yolis Chacin. And Jordan Zimmermann got the no decision last time out against the Cubs on Monday. Allowed 4 runs in 6 innings of work, 8 hits, walked 1, and struck out 5. And that was a game that Jason Worth walked, stole third base, and advanced to home on the wild pitch, and they won 5-4. So Jordan Zimmermann, fastball, slider, curveball change, and the defense behind Jordan today. Nix, Bernardina, and Worth in the outfield. Desmond and Zimmermann on the left side. Espinoza and Morse on the right side, and Wilson Ramos in the squad.
Ryan Spilborghs leads off for the Rockies. 2 for 4 in the series, batting .221. Carlos Gonzalez, their leadoff man, still a bit banged up, and the first pitch is in there at 1:36 Eastern time. Zimmermann comes out throwing some heat. No balls, 2 strikes. Third-year umpire Brian Knight has the plate. Hunter Wendell at first base, Bob Davis in at second, and crew chief Jerry Lane third base. That's going to sit down a hitter after 3 pitches on a nasty 90-mile-an-hour late breaker.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to start this one off. And Jordan Zimmermann, and when you think about it, he's going to be pushed to the 5th spot in the rotation out of the All-Star break. So, today's start, All-Star break, he's got a lot of rest coming, so he can let it all hang out today.
Mark Ellis, 1 for 8, still hitting, .333 for the Rockies, playing in his 10th ball game in the National League after all those years in Oakland. Here's an indication of how well Jordan Zimmermann's pitching this year. At the start of his season, his career ERA 4.71. It's down to 3.82 now in 17 starts. You shave a full run off your career ERA, even though you haven't been around for a while, that means you're dealing.
Well, he has been dealing. There's no doubt about that. We talked about it in the open at 0.85 ERA in the month of June.
Swing and a miss on a pitch way outside. That means there's some deception going on along with the power.
But deception or just flat out good stuff. You look at the slider right there. Mark Ellis saw fastball away the whole way. You see the late break on that slider. That was a great shot. Looked like a fastball for about 50 feet and then decided to take a left turn.
Here's Todd Helton. He's had a good series, 3 for 7, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a walk. I would say that Jordan Zimmermann has come out here and established a pretty good work rate, a great pace to this one so far. But then there's a veteran hitter who says, okay, I'm not going to be able to pull that. I'll take you to left field for a base hit. Todd Helton swinging right now as well as he has in the last 3 or 4 years.
And just letting the ball get deep. And check it out. He grunts every time he hits. I heard it last night. Does he do it again today?
He's the Nolan Ryan of hitters, huh? Hitters used to talk about standing 60 feet away from Nolan Ryan when he grunted on that fastball, and they said that was just as bad as trying to hit the guy.
He did that last night, did it today. A little when he squares one up.
I remember a couple of years ago we wired Ryan Zimmerman on Wired Wednesday, and he hit a home run, and we heard the biggest exhale when he made contact. That was really something. Kind of a big old and out the ball went. Tulowitzki, little bouncing ball. Michael Morrison, the top of the first is over. Jordan Zimmerman, couple of strikeouts and a routine grounder. Nice start. Good day for the hitters if they can make some contact against great arms. For the Nats, the lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Michael Moore still in the top 5 in the league with that .553 slugging percentage, hitting behind Nixon Zimmerman today. And so the Nats have their big boppers in there against the right-hander. ELLIS Chacin, 17-8 career, 40th start. And he has started one game in his career against the Nats, went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 6 runs. Got a loss. First pitch, a strike to Bernardina.
23 years old. Fastball, slider, curveball from Chacin. This slider's a good one. You can see a lot of funny swings from the right-handed hitters today. It looks like a fastball. It's hard to pick up. It's got a lot of late break. His .203 opponent's average against is the second lowest in the National League.
So between Hamill, Jimenez, and Chacin, you have to wonder, why do the Colorado Rockies have a 4.15 staff ERA, the third, actually now the 4th worst in the league? Obviously their ballpark plays against them when they face good hitting clubs, but they've got some arms, and obviously they have a good bullpen. The Nats have seen that 2 nights in a row. Bernardina on 2-1, and that's a 2-hopper to Troy Tulowitzki. One of the great arms in baseball. He had to use it to get Roger by a step.
Good defense for the Rockies today behind ELLIS Chacin. Garner, Spilbors, and Smith in the outfield. Tulowitzki and Stewart on the left side. Ellis and Helton on the right side. And Matt Pagnozzi doing the catching.
Matt Pagnozzi is the nephew of a former St. Louis Cardinals Gold Glove catcher, Tom Pagnozzi. And he gets the call, a day game after a night game. He was a longtime St. Louis property, just like his uncle was, but they let him go, and the Rockies picked him up. Danny Espinosa, strike 1. That ball is well hit, left field corner. But it's slicing, and it'll just rattle around down there just to the left of the 336 mark as Danny put a charge into an 0-1 pitch.
You know, fastball on the outer half of the plate. I think you get a little taste of the opposite field power from Espinosa. We've seen him pull balls to right field, but he's got the kind of power that he can leave the other way too, left-handed.
Well, we saw that from Danny pretty immediately in his major league career when he came up in September of 09. Hit an opposite field homer in Pittsburgh, batting right-handed against Zach Duke He'll take that breaking ball low and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Zimmerman is next. There are a handful of Nats hitters who've seen Chacin before, and Zimmerman one of them. And Ryan's really had great success in that one game. Espinoza takes a changeup that strikes him out looking. Danny Espinoza, 83rd strikeout of the year.
It might have been a changeup, or it might have been his slider. Let's check it out on the replay. I think Danny Espinoza gave up on it. You look at the break right there. It started up in the zone, broke down. So actually, that was his curveball. So fastball, slider, curveball changed from Chacin. Mostly fastball, curveball changed to lefties. Fastball, slider, curveball to righties.
Ryan Zimmerman in that game May 13th of last year here. 2 for 3 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs against Chacin.
That'll wake you up. Day game after a night game. First pitch right at your coconut, 93 miles an hour.
You know the umpire's name? You know the umpire's name? Brian?
There's a nifty slider. That ball game Thursday, May 13th of 2010. Ryan Zimmerman got in for a 2-run homer in the first inning, a 3-run shot in the 5th. The Nationals went on to win that game 14-6. And they didn't even play 9 innings because of rain. Zimmerman gets a fastball, hits it out to left center, but it's not going very far, and Spilborghs is there. And a 1-2-3 first inning for Chacin. No score. Call Luna for up to 70% off all flooring at 877-241 Luna. Shop smart, shop Luna. Here's how they did before the All-Star break, their rookie seasons. Tulowitzki and Espinoza. Danny's numbers, look at that. Not only comparing favorably, but surpassing those of the outstanding Tulowitzki.
And Tulowitzki hit 286, Espinoza 245. You know what I'd like to see? Both those guys stand out at shortstop and throw the ball as hard as they can across the diamond to first base with a jugs gun right behind first.
That was in 07, Tulowitzki, his rookie year. He went on to hit 291 with 24 homers, 99 RBIs. And he finished second in the Rookie of the Year, balloting to Ryan Braun.
Just like 2 steps off the grass, maybe in the baseline right at shortstop. Give Tulo a ball in his hand, let him take his little crow hop and throw across the infield to first.
Yep.
And then Espinoza right behind him. And see who could light up the gun.
Seth Smith a swing and a foul. I did see a note where Tulowitzki, as an amateur ball player, on a double play relay was once clocked at 94.
I'm going to take the underdog in this one. I'm going to go with Espinoza. You know, they have the home run derby in the All-Star game. Maybe you take 3 position players from each side and the 3 best arms, you see how hard they can throw. Maybe it's an outfielder and a couple infielders.
You know, given the fact that it's not a bang-bang play where a guy's going into the hole, he gets his hand straight up and take a crow hop, I'll probably take the other guy.
Really?
I think in a quick release situation, Danny would have it. That'd be interesting. That ball is driven to right, and Jason Worth stabs it off the bat of Seth Smith.
I mean, you think about Vladimir Guerrero back in the day, a guy like Danny Espinoza, Troy Tulowitzki. You think of some other great arms in the game right
Dunston.
now. Sean Dunston. Put the gun behind first base and see how hard they can throw. And then you give them an award. The best arm in the big leagues. You win. You threw 96 across the diamond. I would like to know. In all those years, you see guys throwing the ball across the field. Oh, he's got a hose. He's got a cannon. Well, what does he throw? How hard is it?
Oh, 2 now to Cole Garner, playing left field today. Got his first major league hit here on Friday night. That's a slider outside. You saw Ian Stewart, the third baseman, on deck here in the top of the second. I can think of 2 young hitters who've kind of tormented the Nats here at home this week. The kid from Chicago, Darwin Barney, and then Cole Garner, who came up big for the Rockies with an RBI in that 4th inning, that 3-run inning. After the balk, and the Rockies won that game 3-2. That's close, just a little bit outside, ball 3. Garner from Long Beach originally. Went to high school in Westminster, California, right there. La Quinta, he's gone. And Jordan Zimmerman strikeout number 3.
And we're talking about Yolis Chacin slider with 2 strikes. That was a dandy from Jordan Zimmerman. Watch the late break. Looks like a fastball, same plane, last second. And that's all it takes. And sometimes when you throw that tight little slider as a hitter, it's tough to see the rotation. You're looking for seams. You're trying to pick up sideways rotation on the baseball. But if you throw it nice and hard, you don't see that dot. And your brain's telling you it's a heater. You go to swing, it disappears.
There's a heater on the corner, 94 to Ian Stewart, Garner's former high school teammate out there in California. Ian Stewart in this series, 0 for 5, couple of walks.
And trust me, your brain tells you funny things when you're in that batter's box. I'm taking right here. I'm taking right here. Swing. I'm going to take this pitch. I'm going to take this pitch. How about a bunt? You're in there. The adrenaline gets going. Your mind tells you funny things.
And then sometimes you're 2-0 or 3-1 and you watch a fastball go right by, huh? That was a swing. And you don't have to throw the ball around the infield, guys, when it's the 3rd out of the inning.
Wilson Ramos wants 4 outs.
He waves to his teammates as if to say, my bad. Head right to the dugout. Do not throw it around.
to third base. That was the third out. But you look at Stewart. I mean, the side swing says that he did not even come close to going. And I think what Wilson Ramos was doing was trying to sell the call. Look at this. Do you think he went? I mean, this isn't even close. So Wilson Ramos says, you know what? I'm going to try to buy a call right here, even though there's 2 outs, and this is the third out. I'm going to throw it down to Ryan Zimmerman.
And then Jordan Zimmerman, you know, you think you haven't really struck the guy out, so then your brain tells you there's not really 3 outs. So he stood around. It was just one of those awkward moments.
But pretty funny.
Lance Nix leads off, bottom of the second, strike 1 to him. Off speed. I was told today by a Rockies broadcaster that if this guy gets you 0-2 or 1-2, he is deadly. Just like a lot of young pitchers, and FP mentioned his age, only 23. The importance of strike 1. He was signed at 16 by the Rockies out of Maracaibo, Venezuela. Michael Morse is next. September of 04. Chacin has paid some dues in the minor leagues to get here. And that's inside 2 balls, 2 strikes. A little bit of good news for the Nats early. Houston has 2 early runs at Florida. The Marlins are now only 2.5 games behind Washington. The Nats need to start taking care of their business so we don't have to worry about the fifth place club in pursuit. Nats have fallen 1.5 games behind third place New York. At the top of the division, the Phillies and the Braves are 2.5 games apart. And they are just underway, no score. Nix will look at that off-speed pitch. He tried to drop it to the outside corner like he did against Espinosa.
He shook off 2 fastballs to a slider.
And then Nix goes fishing upstairs. Probably would have been ball 4. And the Nats are gone 4 in a row here. Michael Morse is next. Expect great things at the ballpark on Saturdays and Sundays. A lot of folks did it today with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. All inclusive, starting at $14. A ticket for the ball game, a hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family. Now the next one will be a while. The Nats won't be back on a Saturday and a Sunday until July 30th and 31st against the Mets. And next homestand, Fish, Mets, Braves. Michael Morse in this series, 3 for 8 with an RBI, checks in at 306.
It's a lot like rock, scissors, paper. Which one wins?
Well, right now it's the Braves.
If I put down a Brave, does that beat a Fish?
Right now it does. It also beats a Met.
Met beats Fish.
Nats beat Fish. Mets beat Nats. Phillies trump everybody. Phillies are the trump card, right? The Phillies are wild, as they say.
Oh, man, do I need an all-star break.
I'm irritating you that much, eh? Well, they say tomorrow for 4 days you can pick your friends again. But only for 4 days. Jason Worth probably needs a break as much as anybody right now. 2-1 to Morse. Good breaking ball outside corner. Counts even. Morse out to center. A couple of fly balls that have looked pretty good off the bat and then just die out there by Zimmerman and Morse. 5 in a row to start the game. Jason Worth steps in at 2 o'clock. After his last at bat ended the ball game last night. The double play ball, 6-4-3. Jason Worth in danger of going into the All-Star break hitting under 220. 2 for 3 career against Chassin. Goes up first pitch, hacking high in the air, left center. Outfielders looking at each other. The call will be made by Ryan Spilborghs, and that's it for the Nats. No offense early again today.
Far has been outstanding. We've grown accustomed to this every 5th day from the right-hander. 4 strikeouts. You look at the tight little slider right there to Spilborghs, and a nasty slider to Mark Ellis. Another little slider there, and then the slider's been good so far. So 4 strikeouts. Got a little gift on that one, and so far Zim beats Rock.
Earned run average since the 1st of last month. Guys doing serious dealing around the big leagues. The Nats haven't seen Jared Weaver. He did miss the Nats and vice versa in that 3-game series in Anaheim. And they got to see Mr. Verlander last year in Detroit. Great company for a 25-year-old major league pitcher. Fastball up, slammed off the mask of Ramos, strike 1. This is Matt Pagnozzi, 6 for 19 in 6 ball games with a couple of RBIs. 28 years of age, a native of Miami, Arizona, about an hour and a half east of Phoenix. And his nephew Tom Pagnozzi won a couple of Gold Gloves in the 90s with Joe Torre in St. Louis. This ball driven out of play to the right side. He was originally drafted by St. Louis in 03. Was with them for the better part of 8 years and was quite surprised when he got let go last November. Rockies gobbled him up.
And Tom lives in Phoenix, Florida. He lives in Miami, Arizona?
Yeah. I asked him, I said,
never heard of that.
I had neither. I said, where is it? He said, it's a little mining community about an hour and a half up in the mountains straight east of Phoenix. I said, I didn't know anybody lived out there.
Miami, Arizona.
Yeah, it does sound like Phoenix, Florida, doesn't it? 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll take that ball the other way. It's heading for foul ground and the seats.
If I want a
Great
foul
catch,
ball,
buddy.
and I'm coming to a Nats game, that's where I'm sitting. I can't tell you how many I've seen drop in that little section right there where it kind of hangs a left.
Yeah.
Right by where the ball girl sits. That's foul ball central.
I think they ought to call that the souvenir section.
Yeah. Right there.
Oh, look at that breaking ball. Slow call by Brian Knight. Slow walk away by Pagnozzi. Look at that reach.
That is a great play. And his glove is so big, the ball almost took his glove with it. Yeah, show the ball. That's a great play. Nice catch. Make that our Home Depot doing more on defense today.
He got it on Masson. You know, it's just a shame he can't walk down the corridor at school tomorrow because he's out for the summer. He would be the man.
That's why I say bring your glove to the game.
Well,
every single game, bring your glove.
And for some folks on that first base side, it's a safety thing, too, if you're near the dugout of the rail. And a guy with bare hands caught that one. Good fielding crowd, as they say.
The crowd's ready today. They are.
Guy in the W shirt there.
Ready to play, not taking a day off before the All-Star break.
Yeah. They're going to grind it out one more time, these fans.
Yeah, leave it all out there today, and then they got a long break before we're back.
Zimmerman ahead of Chassin, and he just flares one on the infield to Danny Espinosa.
Ball's not
so eight
field.
of the first 9 retired by the Nats pitcher. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals, PNC. For the achiever in you, A.J. Cole. 4th rounder last year. And at Hagerstown, where he was a teammate quite a while of Bryce Harper's, fashioning a good ERA. And that strikeout to walk ratio, FP, would indicate that he didn't get a whole lot of run support over there.
Indicate that he's pounding the strike zone.
Yep. A.J. Cole, by the way, from Winter Springs, Florida, Oviedo, Florida High School. And he was entering this year as the number 4 prospect in the entire organization, according to Baseball America. And they have usually a pretty good read on things for anybody who doesn't get to sit in the war room with our organization guys. They do a pretty good job of evaluation. Hard hit. Espinosa gets behind that blast by Ryan Spilborghs and takes another base hit away. Danny sharp, and so is Jordan right now. Fun day at the ballpark. No score, bottom of the 3rd. Visit AFCEA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's Debbie with our sideline report.
Well, Rockies All-Star Troy Tulowitzki will be heading to Phoenix after the game for his 2nd straight trip to the Midsummer Classic. Now, he'll be taking a private plane. And how cool is this? He doesn't really know Tyler Clippard, but through his good friend Danny Espinosa, he got in touch and reached out to Tyler Clippard and invited Tyler to go along with him on the plane ride tonight to Phoenix. So Tyler said to me that was pretty cool. He's really looking forward to his first All-Star experience. Bob, FP?
Very nice. Older guy taking care of the new All-Star. First pitch swinging. Ramos, bottom of the 3rd. Right by the dugout and reaching in. Ian Stewart to grab it. Even some of the Nats fans are applauding that one.
They appreciate a good play when they see it. And that was a good play. Wilson Ramos didn't think so. Hey, look at Stewart going over there, finding the edge, finding the rail. not getting a lot of help from his teammates. Usually have 3 or 4 guys there keeping you from falling into the dugout. You go in the enemy's dugout, that's what usually happens. The gentleman in the white shirt right there ducking for cover, but that is a great play right in front of your manager, Jim Tracy.
One pitch out. Here's Ian Desmond.
You got to help your third baseman, Trace. Let's go.
I don't see any teammates up there either. You got the manager and the trainer. That's one of the real gentlemen in baseball, Jim Tracy.
One of my favorites. Played for him in AAA, bench coach in Montreal for 4 years, bench coach in Los Angeles. Just positive every day.
Went down to see him today, and he says, I watch Masson all the time.
He said.
And we talked for about 5 minutes. He said, hey, I got some players coming in, so I'll talk to you in Colorado. I said, that's fine, Skip. Don't want to take too much of your time. Desmond really drills this ball. And as I'm walking out the door, he says, you have to promise me you're going to come in my office in Colorado. Now, what manager ever says that? Most of them don't want anybody in their office, but Jim Tracy's that kind of guy, even to those of us on the opposing teams. He is a true baseball ambassador and a real gentleman. And he knows what it's like to scuffle with ball clubs. Dodgers and Pirates, not that great of personnel when he was at the helm.
He knows what it's like to scuffle as a baseball player. A cup of coffee with the Cubs back in the day, but that's a guy that battled in the minor leagues for a long time. So I think a lot of times a manager that's struggled with his career understands when his own players are struggling.
Zimmerman takes a breaking ball for a strike, and the count's 1-2. Jordan this year, 5 out of 27. 3 RBIs. He's a 11 for 64 career hitter. Last night, the Nats didn't have a hit till the 5th inning, and if Chacin has his way, it'll be at least the 4th here this afternoon. And a little tapper on one hop back to the mound. That's it for the Nats. Through 3, Chacin, 9 straight. Zimmerman, almost as good. International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. Steve McCaddy paying honor to the troops, as we all do every day, and the Nats fans love it. On to the top of the 4th inning here. No score. The pitcher's duel that we were expecting has materialized so far. A Todd Helton 2-strike swing, opposite field base hit, getting the only runner on in this one so far. He'll bat after Mark Ellis here in the top of the 4th. By the way, right as the previous inning ended, We heard a bit of a roar go up from the crowd. Team USA, the women's USA World Cup soccer team, in a shootout just beat Brazil. Abby Wambach had scored a late goal to get them into that shootout. Great play by Ryan Zimmerman to start the 4th inning. On the run, there's nobody in baseball better.
Well, check out the in-between hop. That's the great part of this play. Gets the short hop right there, just flips the glove, sticks in there on the run. He's got some time, and his throws have been right on the money for about a solid 10 games now. Look at this. Bam. Nice. Look at the in-between hop.
You know, we always talk about this, FP, a lesson for young players. When Ryan makes that play, his glove is always coming up to the ball. He's low with it. He brings it up. He's not just stabbing down at the baseball.
Down to up. That's how you feel. You got to stay soft when you get in between hop.
Todd Helton. So good things for Team USA on the late goal, and then they win it in the shootout, and they advance beyond the quarterfinals now in the Women's World Cup. Didn't look good there for a while. They gave up a penalty kick on a horrible call and almost lost the game. Inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball is ripped, and Glenn Allen Hill was ducking. First base coach of the Rockies, who is a very good hitter in his major league career. Big, strong guy. Most of that time with Toronto. Well, Zimmerman, tired of seeing Helton flip that ball to left field last time, trying to get him out inside. And the count's 2-2. Troy Tulowitzki on deck. Got him to pull it. Michael Morse has it. Finds Zimmerman. Well done.
Nice play. And one guy has Jordan Zimmerman figured out so far. It's Todd Helton. But look at Michael Morse ready to make the play. A little diving backhand stab to a knee. Lots of time with Helton running. That's a perfect feed. Perfect play.
Well, here's Tulowitzki with the bases empty and 2 outs. Braves have scored a run in the top of the 2nd inning at Philadelphia, lead 1-0.
So I gave Zimmerman 2 stars on his play. I'll give Michael Morse 3 on that one. Flashing some leather today.
Man, I wish my teacher would have been as generous as you with those stars.
Maybe a 1 and a 2. Did I get a little carried away?
I just write 1 in my book because then I trust my memory to remember the play, but definitely star worthy.
Well, 4 is the most you can get.
4, okay. Unless you're a general.
Gave Bernardina 4 on that circus catch he made early in the season. Nix yesterday in the diving play, a 4.
Okay. What'd you give Ian Stewart a moment ago?
4. Look, right there.
All right. Serious jammage right there. And Desmond goes out to grab it. Great range. Right out to left center field for Ian Desmond.
2 stars.
Good pitching. Good defense. No stars for the offenses, though. Today, it's the running of the bull.
Look at how it's rigged with the duct tape. That is outstanding. Duct tape will cure anything.
Isn't there a bull run near her somewhere? Look at Tom right over the rail. My gosh.
Is he okay? I mean, that was straight roller derby.
Wow. They just flew out of their seats down in Charlottesville watching that. Bernardina, hot shot right at Tulowitzki. Roger Bernardina out by a step again as Tulo had to launch one of those throws.
He almost hung onto that ball a little bit too long, but when you have that cannon in your back pocket, as we've discussed so far today, I guess you can wait that long, but that was bang, bang. He let that ball fly. Love to watch that guy throw across the infield.
Denny Espinoza, 10 Nats in a row set down.
And Chassin only 37 pitches to this point, but I think if you're a Nationals hitter, they have the right game plan. Get them early. Anytime a guy's got a good out pitch, like that slider and changeup that he features, you want to get the first fastball you see for a strike and get the at-bat over with. You're hunting fastballs up there. You don't want to get to a 2-strike count. I see Bernardina going after the first pitch. We've seen a lot of Nationals hitters today hunting that fastball early in the count.
Two and one on the fastball up and away. Ryan Zimmerman flied to center his first time. Nats looking for their first base runner. Target outside corner. Espinoza takes it the other way.
Your hand slipped off the bat. You work hard to get to a 3-1 count. You get the pitch you want. All of a sudden your hand flies off the bat. Sometimes in a day game your gloves get sweaty and you lose the grip of your bat. That's why you load up with pine tar, rosin, throw a little dirt on there when it's warm.
Espinoza's going to take strike 3 again. 3 strikeouts in the ball game. Espinoza twice. And when you come to the ballpark in a couple of weeks, Shake Shack open at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar. Shake Shack, Blue Smoke, Box Frites, El Verano Taqueria. $5 happy hour beer specials available 2.5 hours prior to scheduled first pitch at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar for all remaining home games this year. Nationals.com/tickets for all your Shake Shack and fun out in right field information.
And that 3-2 pitch to Danny Espinoza is exactly why you want to seal the deal on a fastball early in the count. He got a 3-1 fastball. He fouled it off. His hand came off the bat. Then you get to a 2-strike count, and you get the nasty 3-2 hammer. Anytime a pitcher's got a great out pitch, you want to get him early.
Zimmerman gets the Nationals' first base hit. On a pitch up, 92 miles an hour. Got enough of it to muscle it into left field.
And the pitch was up. That's the best part about this swing. Look how big that leg kick is from Ryan Zimmerman. He's putting it down right where he started it. Head stays still, fighting to get on top of that high pitch. And you called it, partner. He muscled that ball into left field. And there goes a no-hitter.
Lance Nick struck out swinging on a pitch upstairs first time. That ball hammered right at Todd Helton, who made a little nifty play on an in-between hop himself. Both teams playing good defense, each having just 1 hit onto the 5th inning, scoreless.
by the Nationals on defense. It all started with Ryan Zimmerman, a little short hop in between play. He gave that one star out of 4. Michael Morse leaving his feet diving. Anytime you get dirty on a play, it's an automatic 2 stars. And then Ian Desmond going back a little over-the-shoulder touchdown catch. Give that one 2 stars. They talk about Jordan Zimmerman today on the mound. He's working fast. His defense is in the game. They're on their toes. When you talk about the Nats defense this year, we went over the top stories in the open today. I think the one we left out is the defense for the Nationals. 23 fewer errors at the All-Star break than they had last year. These guys have been flashing leather all season long.
And it was only in the interest of time that we did that, because we know how major the defense has been this year. At the end of our opening, we did show you some highlights from last night. Seth Smith with a foul ball. Jordan Zimmerman, by the way, threw 4 innings on 50 pitches, and Chacin only 45. So these guys are dealing today. Smith, Garner, and Stewart for the Rocks, top 5. Smith gets jammed, and that'll be easy for Jason Worth. AT&T Trivia. Our brilliant baseball minds will go to work over the 4 days off and bring you more of this after the break. 2.82 ERA. Jordan Zimmerman in the top 7 in the National League. He has plenty of innings to go along with it to qualify. His ERA right up there with some of the great names in the league right now.
$108 2/3 coming into today for Jordan Zimmerman, just 21 walks. You talk about pounding the strike zone. That's something the organization has emphasized since day 1 of spring training. And he's taken it to a whole new level.
You know, let's just say they're going to shut him down at 160 innings. If he goes 7, he's going to make about 7 or 8 more starts. And he's gone 7 in 5 of his last 7 times out there. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in. Strikeout number 6 taken care of Cole Garner. So he's number 7. When was the last time a Nats pitcher was in the top 10 in ERA? And the last franchise pitcher under 3 runs a game, Pedro, 14 years ago with an unbelievable 1.90.
He won the Cy Young that year. I stood behind him in center field all year and watched him absolutely dominate the best hitters in baseball every 5th day.
All right, from your vantage point out there, right behind him, 350 feet away, what did you see he did so well?
He had the best changeup in baseball. He had a good fastball, it was 95, 96, but you had to respect the off speed.
Ian Stewart, who's dying for base hits, gets one to drop in. That's his 6th base hit of the year in 65 at bats.
And just a fierce competitor too. I mean, you have the intangibles, you have the tangibles, the total package, plus fastball, great off speed. You're going to dominate like he did for so many years. And once he got the command down, he was able to control his fastball and throw it for strike 1. And you talk about not wanting to get to 2 strikes with somebody. He was the poster boy for that. You did not want to get to 2 strikes with Pedro Martinez. So what happens a lot like with Jordan Zimmerman and ELLIS Chacin today, you go up there hacking, your pitch count is low, and you're able to get deep into games and get more decisions.
Matt Pagnozzi fouls it. One of the things I noticed about Pedro about 7 years after that with the Mets, when the Nats saw a lot of him, when he would get men on base in a pressure situation, suddenly that fastball would jump up 2, 3, 4 miles an hour.
Sure.
Not many can do that.
Well, that's where the intangibles come in. And that's when you got runners out there in scoring position, the greatest pitchers of all time have that extra gear where they're able to turn it up a notch. And sometimes with Pedro, he'd turn it down a notch. He'd prey on your aggressiveness in big situations by going changeup, 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 slider, when you're up there looking for 97.
Right off the end of the bat, and a fly ball out to left. Desmond out. Nix is in. Lance has it. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Jordan Zimmerman pitching beautifully, looking for help from Michael Morse and the rest of his teammates. Let's hope there's some on the way. It's Nationals baseball broadcast on Masson, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE, built so you can rule the air. And by Hyundai. People talking about Hyundai uncensored. See what they're saying at Hyundai.com. Hot dog, mustard, ice cold Coca-Cola. It's a Sunday afternoon at the ballpark. Come on into the ballpark with a midseason flex plan. You can have all the hot dogs and Cokes you'd like to get. Pick 3 games, get a 4th one free, and a new era ball cap to carry it all in. Nationals.com/flex for more information. Talking defense today, and it's not just the Nats.
Ian Stewart with one of the best plays you'll ever see by a dugout. The only one that didn't like it was Wilson Ramos. You go find the rail, you reach over as far as you can, and you get absolutely no help from your teammates.
Where are they?
Self-preservation, man. You see that ball coming at your head, you're worried about yourself, but that is a great play. That's 4 stars. Anytime you go into a dugout, automatic 4 stars.
You know, he made that play, and that's why he got the hit after that. Guy who's coming into the ball game, 5 for 63 on the year, makes a great play, and then he gets a knock. He's feeling better suddenly, and good for him.
Well, he struck out his first time on a check swing where he was nowhere near going. So maybe he's starting to think his luck is changing.
Strike 1 to Michael Morse. Hacks one, heading for the second deck. Out of play right side. Michael flied to center first time, and another barehanded catch by a Nats fan. He gives it to the young lady.
Nice.
Wow, what a guy.
Only mistake he made is she's wearing a Rockies hat.
Oh, well. We're ambassadors here in D.C., you know. It's part of the deal here.
It wasn't like she was wearing a Phillies hat.
That would be a no-no. Michael Morse on a pitch in the dirt. Masson giving away 30 prizes in 30 days, including signed jerseys and other Nationals gear. All you have to do is visit Facebook.com/Masson Nationals to win 30 prizes in 30 days. Jason Worth, the hitter. You going to stay in town and enjoy D.C. on your break, right?
Yes. I think all these plans, maybe go up to Chicago, go to the beach. And I said, you know what? We got a long road trip out of the break, and I am going to enjoy D.C. without having to think about coming to the ballpark every day. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Worth with an easy fly ball to Cole Garner.
You know, not that we don't love coming to the ballpark every day. We absolutely can't wait to get here. But when you have a break where you just have the whole day,
I bet you drive by a couple times
of walking around and enjoying the city. And
you're going to drive down here a couple times, aren't you?
I might sneak in that cage and do some hacking off the tee by myself. Don't tell anybody, though.
I was going to be here. I'd sneak over in the radio booth and call a couple of home runs.
Work on your craft.
Just to make Charlie mad. 2 outs, bases empty to Ramos. On a serious note, we would like to wish our director, Doug Yalacki, our very best. Dougie's going home to visit his ailing mother, Millie, up in Michigan tomorrow. We wish Dougie and Millie and the whole Yalacki family our very best. Not everybody gets to take a nice lay on the beach during the break, and our thoughts are with that wonderful family.
Absolutely.
2 balls and no strikes to Wilson Ramos. On a breaking ball upstairs, it's popped upstairs. Short right field, Smith on, and now the Nats, just like the Rockies, shut out through 5. We were deep in thought when these pictures were taken. All right, FP, and let's explain your MVP, Cy Young, rookie manager, and surprise team.
Well, MVP is Jose Reyes. There's no doubt about that. 354 average, 124 hits, 15 triples, 30 stolen bases, a 398 on-base percentage. But I went a little out of the box with Kimbrel. He had 28 saves before the All-Star break. That's a rookie record. He's meant a lot to the Braves staff. And he's a rookie, so I couldn't put him in the rookie because I think Danny Espinosa is a slam dunk for first half rookie of the year. Manager Kirk Gibson from Arizona, 9 games over 500. Diamondbacks, or 7 games over, excuse me, 2 games out. And they're in the middle of the pack in offense, 9th in hitting, 11th in pitching. So got to go with Gibby in the desert. He's done a great job. And the D-backs, to me, are the surprise team.
Well done. Ryan Howard is second in the league in RBIs. And for me, a big man, there's only one stat that matters. How many runs he knocks in. That's why I took him on a runaway best team in the league, because the Phillies have 5 more wins than anybody else in the league.
Well,
to me, he's the best player on the best team, so I give him MVP.
And that's a good pick, and you're far more professional than I'll ever be, but I wasn't going to pick a Philly no matter what, and that's why I went with Kimbrel for Cy Young.
And Jair Jurgens leads the league in wins and in ERA. He has an ERA. I thought about Roy Halladay, but he has an ERA a half run a game under Halladay.
He's a Philly, sorry, not on my ballot.
And I like Danny, of course. And I love what the Pirates have done. Clint Hurdle, not that many. In fact, only one winning year in Colorado when they go to the World Series. But Clint Hurdle's done a good job motivating those young Pirates. And I'll go with the guys from Pittsburgh, 1 game behind Milwaukee and St. Louis, with not nearly the payroll or the so-called talent level of those clubs.
Yeah, the Pirates are a great story this year. And Clint Hurdle's done an amazing job with them. There's no doubt about it. It was nice to see Andrew McCutchen get on the All-Star team because I thought he deserved it.
Yes, he did.
One of the best players I've seen this year, period.
And by the way, your pick of Arizona, 49 wins, just 2 back of the world champions. Pirates have 46. So we thought we'd have a little fun with that and let you folks maybe put your own list together.
I was going to go with Bruce Bochy, too, as manager, because a lot of people, don't think about a guy that's won a World Series before, but it's harder to stay there sometimes than to get there. Everybody's gunning for you. You won the World Championship. They're 9 games over in first place. They've had tons of injuries this year. So it was between Bochy and Gibson for me.
Some would make an argument for Tony La Russa through injuries to Pujols and Halladay, his big 2 guns, and Adam Wainwright out all year. 3-2, Zimmerman overpowers Chacin, but he manages to foul that ball back. Top of the 6th inning is underway. It's a 3-2 count to the leadoff man. No score here.
I mean, Freddie Gonzalez in Atlanta. You never want to be the guy to follow the guy.
Yeah.
He's doing a fantastic job down there with the Braves.
2.5 games back of the Phillies. Trailing 3-1 now, by the way, and Chacin irritates Jordan Zimmerman with a leadoff hit here in the 6th inning. So the pitcher gets the Rockies' 3rd hit of the day. Their box score pretty empty, just like the Nats. Todd Helton, 2-out single in the 1st, opposite field. Ian Stewart, 2 outs in the 5th, opposite field. And now Chacin leading off here in the 6th with the top of the order coming up. So the Nats have 1 hit, and Jordan Zimmerman's only given up 3. And the hitters, Ryan Spilborghs, who has been called out on strikes and grounded out hard to Danny Espinosa. Fouls back the first one.
Well, interesting that Jim Tracy's not playing small ball here. He's a big fan of the bunt, advancing a base runner, maybe because his pitcher's on first base. But when you talk about a scoreless game in the top of the 6th, both pitchers dealing, you start to have the feeling that whoever scores first is going to win this game.
Target inside. He missed that spot, but he blew it right by Spilborghs. And the count's no ball, 2 strikes.
And this is anything but a bunt attempt. Look at him. He is trying to leave Earth with that swing.
Moves him off the plate with the fastball. Mark Ellis, the number 2 hitter, waiting here.
With the way Todd Helton has swung the bat today, that's the guy that Jim Tracy wants to get up with runners in scoring position this inning.
Starting the 3rd time around the batting order now. You don't want to put too much on today's game, but it sure influences how you feel for 4 days if you win this one and get back to 500. 3 games ago, the Nats were in the middle of a 5-2 homestand. It's now 5-5.
And from an individual standpoint, you want to get some knocks. There's nothing worse than sitting on an offer rolling into a 4-day All-Star break. I know I used to put a lot of pressure on myself the last game before the break to try to have a hit to show so that I would actually talk to my family during the All-Star break.
While we're talking about through the order, his opponent's batting average goes up slightly 3rd time around. He just usually dominates the 3rd and 4th innings. Breaking ball. They'll have to hurry for 2. Espinosa turns it. It's a 6-4-3.
And Spielborgs must not have gotten out of the box because he got jammed, because I thought this was going to be a bang-bang double play. And he was nowhere near. He was running hard the whole way, but a lot of times as a hitter, when you get jammed, you get fisted in the box, it impedes your progress to first base. So that was a routine 6-4-3 double play when I thought it was going to be bang-bang.
Yeah, that was my initial reaction. And then you look up and he's out by 5 steps. The quickness of those young middle infielders coming into play. And now, based on what FP said a moment ago, it's important for Zimmerman to get Ellis. Let Todd Helton go ahead and lead off the 7th inning.
I would love to see what Jordan Zimmerman would do with a 3 or a 4-run lead one time. Because it seems like every time he pitches, there's a big goose egg on his side. I don't know if he'd know what to do with some support. 3-run lead, he might be fish out of water.
There's a pop-up. Right out by second base. Danny Espinosa says, Ian, I'll take it. Turns into a good inning for Zimmerman. 6 zeros on the board today. Bernardina to follow. Carolina League champions Potomac Nationals doing their thing down at Fitzner Stadium in Woodbridge. A lot of wonderful giveaways and excitement. Lots of fun stuff at the ballpark. PotomacNationals.com, 703-590-2311.
And I'm told the most realistic Abner Doubleday bobblehead ever.
You've checked it out, huh?
Yeah, looks just like him, as far as you know.
You know, if somebody from Woodbridge wanted to send one of those up to the booth, we would put that on display with our Racing President's bobblehead collection. And the bottom of the 6th inning with Ian Desmond. He lined out hard to center first time up.
Now, all of a sudden, this becomes a huge at-bat in a scoreless ball game. You got the pitcher on deck. You get Ian Desmond and his wheels on. You bunt him into scoring position. You're in business.
He slams it off the glove of Stewart. Tulowitzki makes something out of nothing, but Ian Desmond able to beat it out. Base hit all the way.
Got a good base runner on. Now it's up to Jordan Zimmerman to get him over. And that was 2 good swings for me and Desmond today. Lined out his first time up to center field, hit that ball hard. Scalded this ball. You see Stewart in for the bunt. He had no chance. You're that close to a major league hitter, he hits a ball that hard. Very rarely do you see that play made.
And FP, you know how this thing goes. When you go the other way, get some base hits, then you'll start pulling the ball because they'll have to work you differently.
Well, it just kind of happens. When you get your hands in the right slot, you're going the other way consistently. They throw you in, you just drop your hands on the baseball. You're in the right position. Your hands are in the right position, and you don't really think about it. It just kind of happens.
Zimmerman, 7 sacrifice bunts this year, and that one is not buntable. Ball 1. Nats fans booing Chacin for brushing back his counterpart.
You know, I know a lot of National League pitchers that do that on purpose. I'm not saying ELLIS Chacin did that, but I know some guys that when they see the opposing pitcher square around, they'll throw it right at him because sometimes you get a cheap out that way. They'll bunt it hard back to you, and you'll get the force out at second base.
Good base runner. Left-handed throwing first baseman. A lot of good things working on this play. We'll see who executes. It's the pitcher perfectly. Look at Zimmerman running hard down the line. If Pagnozzi makes a mistake with that throw, he's on base. And that's a really good 8th sacrifice of the year for Jordan Zimmerman.
And how important is it for the pitcher to help himself out by doing something simple as a sacrifice bunt? We've seen Livan Hernandez do it this year. Jason Marquis, Jordan Zimmerman. That's a great job in a scoreless baseball game. Everybody in the ballpark knows you're bunting. The opposition knows you're bunting. You still get it down. You still get Ian Desmond over. That's high fives around in the Nationals dugout for Jordan Zimmerman.
I love watching him go down that line. He is such a good athlete. So Roger Bernardina now with Espinoza give the Nationals 2 shots to take the lead here. The only time the Nationals have led in this series was in the first inning Friday night. Our game flow brought to you by Corona, who invites you to find your beach. Remember, the Nats had the bases loaded, nobody out, only got 1 run out of it, and eventually lost the game 3-2, but that's the only time they've led the Rockies. Two 2-0 on a pitch up and in. Third time through doesn't bother this guy as a rule.
And this is just deciding whether they're going to give in with first base open and give Roger Bernardina a fastball or not. A good trip by Pagnozzi, trying to find out what his starting pitcher wants to throw.
Bernardina, base hit right center. The Nationals will take the lead. Desmond races home. It's 1-0 Washington.
And that is good, sound, fundamental baseball. Leadoff man on, base hit, get him over to second base with a sacrifice bunt. And Chacin did give in and threw a fastball right down the middle of Roger Bernardina. I think he hit it off the end of the bat. His bat went flying out to first base, almost hit Todd Helton. But in a scoreless ball game in the 6th inning, the Nats will take it. And that's all on Ian Desmond for starting that thing up. That was a huge at-bat. He got the Nats a run by getting on base. Nice job.
And the bunt sure helped. And now the inning continues. Still only 1 out. Washington puts hits together for the first time today. And that's only the 4th time in this series they've had more than 1 hit in any inning. Danny Espinoza has struck out twice looking. Ryan Zimmerman hoping to bat with a couple of guys on here. No balls and one strike to Danny. Jordan Zimmerman a part of this rally. Good lead. Bernardino holding fastball upstairs. Interesting news from Florida. Mike Cameron, who the Marlins just picked up, has just hit a home run. And they lead 5-3 over the Astros in the 6th inning down there in Miami.
Huge lead by Bernardino.
He is off and running. The pitch is upstairs and pulled down by Tulowitzki. He's out. Bob Davidson calls him. Bernardino does not argue. 2-6 on the caught stealing.
Got a big lead, didn't get a big jump. See how late he went right there? Looked in. A good throw from Pagnozzi. That's right on the money. And he's a catch and throw guy. Look at the tag from Tulowitzki, slapping it right down. Just got him on the calf before his foot got in there.
Base is empty now for Espinoza. Bernardino caught for only the 2nd time this year. And the other time in Chicago. But the Nats are a running ball club. Even with that caught stealing and Espinoza walking, Washington's first 100 attempts this year, they're successful on 78 of those. So as a ball club, that's very good. And Zimmerman will make it to the plate here in the 6th inning. Nats box score: Roger Bernardino, the RBI single this inning after Desmond led off with a hit. And the only other one came 2 innings ago when Ryan Zimmerman got jammed and flared one over the shortstop into left field.
You're talking about going into the break and you're talking about the Nationals' future. I think you're seeing it on display right here. Ian Desmond, 25 years old, starts this inning up with a base hit. Jordan Zimmerman, 25 years old, bunts him over. Roger Bernardino, 27 years old, but he's only been in the league for a year and a half. He gets the big hit. You got Danny Espinoza, 24 years old, who's having a monster first half on first base with the walk. I mean, in a nutshell, there's your future. There's a couple other guys. You can talk about Strasburg and Bryce Harper. One game under 500 going to the break this year, but how bright does the future look for this ball club? Are you kidding me?
High to Ryan. 3 for 10 in this series. Nasty slider. In that ball game we talked about May 13th of last year when Ryan drove in 5 on 2 homers against Chacin. He later had an RBI hit in that game and had one of his best ball games ever with 6 runs batted in. And this is the way it goes with divisional play. Interleague, Nix is on deck, and you might not see that pitcher for another 16, 15 months after that. A lot of people still argue we should go back to the balanced schedule where you play everybody in every division the same number of times, but interleague play has made that not possible.
I liked going to cities twice as a player.
Too.
You go in once, you're out of there. It's one time. I also like going to places twice.
Off the end of the bat, Zimmerman to Tulowitzki, and the inning's over. Nats pick up a run, though. Desmond a bunt, Zimmerman a bunt. Pardon me, Desmond a hit. Bernardino the RBI. Really not been what we expected. Remember the big blowout game? I mean, both teams hitting the ball like crazy Thursday night when the Cubs were here. We thought fireworks this weekend. It's been mainly pitching.
Well, I thought when I saw, Jimenez and Chacin today that it was going to be a pitcher's duel. I mean, the Rockies have a good staff, but when you talk about Jordan Zimmerman today, this is the inning. Todd Helton's up, Tulowitzki's up, Smith is up. If he can get it to Clipper in the 8th and Store in the 9th, that's exactly what Davey Johnson wants. So this is the inning right here.
And the way he's been going, maybe he makes it into the 8th. We'll see.
And a shutdown inning, your team just scores. You did a great job of getting a runner into scoring position, and now you got to get your team back in the dugout, but it's the heart of the Rockies' order.
82 pitches, 60 strikes through 6. Ryan Matthews getting ready just in case there are 7th inning problems. Slider way inside. Chacin, meanwhile, has made it through his 6 innings on 67 pitches. But the Nets have the lead. That looked pretty good. Zimmerman didn't get the call, and I think his reaction shows you he thought it was a strike. Tulowitzki next. That's a beauty.
That was paint. Todd Helton's barreled up a couple of balls today. He's got count leverage 2-1. What do you do? Just locate a fastball. Sounds simple enough.
Convergence Technology, Citrix, the winning team for your business. And desktop virtualization. Who's going to get it? Lance Nix. Ball's on the ground.
That's a heck of an effort by Lance Nix and everybody involved. Ian Desmond was going after that. Roger Bernardina right in the Bermuda Triangle, all three going for it. And Lance Nix once again just totally selling out, and he almost made this play. Todd Helton got fisted, little jam job out to left field. And look at the hustle by everybody, and there was a little contact. I think Lance Nix cleats got Roger Bernardina coming by, and look how close he was. You see his legs, a couple of knees hitting. Good thing everybody's okay.
Leadoff man on for the Rockies as Helton now has 5 hits in this series. Here's Tulowitzki. Game situation right here. First pitch swinging, pop-up. Looked like a breaking ball that was going outside on him. And that's easy for Danny Espinosa. Huge out here in the 7th. Jordan Zimmerman talked about where he ranks among Nats starters. I mean, he's just dominating this pitching staff right now. Only thing he needs is more wins, and some run support would probably have him instead of 5-7. I don't know, maybe 7-5, 8-4 this year. Maybe better than that. He's probably pitched well enough to win 8 or 9 ball games.
Well, as a starting pitcher, you have to control what you can control. I mean, you have no say in what your offense is doing every 5th day when you go out there, and it's all you can do is control the strike zone, control throwing strikes, attacking hitters, and he's done that all season long with plus stuff. And fastball 92 to 96. His slider has been amazing, and his command has been unbelievable, and Davey Johnson is coming out to the mound. And he is going to the bullpen.
After 88 pitches, and Jordan Zimmerman has given up 4 hits all day. Interesting move, to say the least, by Davey Johnson.
That's just a great outing by Jordan Zimmerman. He can have a happy all-star break.
Nats leading 1-0. Now it's up to Ryan Matthews to get this thing through the rest of the 7th inning.
6 strikeouts, great slide, great fastball command, great tempo, kept his defense in the game. We saw a bunch of good plays made behind him. And he was as advertised today. And word is traveling fast. This is one of the best right-handers in the National League. And he definitely proved it today.
Well, next year you would expect that Steven Strasburg might be on some kind of innings count similar to Zimmerman this year. But next year when they turn Jordan loose with Strasburg on the staff, Nats will be on to something big. Pretty good swing there by Seth Smith. Nix goes to get it. 1 pitch, 2 outs with Cole Garner coming up. And Ryan Matthews gets a very quick out. Always huge to get that first man for any reliever.
And Ryan Matthews fastball slider split. And the innings that Ryan Matthews are getting are becoming far more important.
Sean Burnett. Tyler Clippard hasn't pitched since Friday night when he pitched 2 innings. Drew Storen will be raring to go. He hasn't pitched since he saved his 22nd game on Wednesday night. So the back end of the bullpen, pretty good looking. Sean Burnett warming up for now. And Garner fouls it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Burnett probably warming up for Ian Stewart, but all of a sudden the wheels are turning. You had a cruise control game. Both starters doing a great job. As soon as you go to your bullpen, Ryan Matthews in, Ian Stewart the lefty. So you're thinking that Sean Burnett is up to face Ian Stewart, but then Jim Tracy can counter with Wigington, Herrera. He's got a lot of options.
That ball driven out of play. Is that kid down there with his glove to make another grab? The souvenir section. Looks like we have a Tulsa for the baseball. That's a swing, a foul tip, and a catch by Ramos, and the hitter's gone. Garner thought he had, wait a minute, the inning may not be over. Here's the kid making the catch earlier today. And now the first base umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, is going to say the ball hit the ground.
I thought
it's not a strikeout.
I thought it did with the naked eye. And Wilson Ramos tried to sell it. And Davey Johnson is arguing, but Wilson Ramos isn't. That tells me that the ball did hit the ground. And I thought it did. Let's check it out. I was wondering why everyone was running off the field. Looks like a foul tip that hit the dirt. Let's see if it did. Foul tip.
Definitely.
Hit the dirt. It's just hard to tell on any replay. I don't care how much you slow it down if he tipped it. But if there was 2 sounds, the sound of the ball hitting the bat and the ball hitting the dirt, it's not a strikeout.
1-2 now. That's a clean strike 3. And we're going to the 7th inning stretch here at Nationals Park.
Strike up the music again.
There it is, the Masson theme. We love it at the end of an inning when the other team is hitting. Visit MitsubishiComfort.com. Beautiful day in our nation's capital. Morning clouds have burned off. We are bathed in sunshine and basking in a 1-0 Nationals lead.
And it was all about the 6th inning when the Nats erupted for 1 run. Ian Desmond gets on, plays some good old-fashioned hardball. Jordan Zimmerman with the big sacrifice bunt, get him to second base. But the key was Roger Bernardina, the big knock. So the Nats this year played 36 one-run games, and why wouldn't the game before the All-Star break be a one-run affair?
Oh, come on, let's go on vacation with a 2-0 win, please. Now, Chacin is dealing 67 pitches in 6 innings, 42 strikes for him. Jordan Zimmerman, 88 pitches, 64 strikes. And then Roger Bernardina, he ended up holding the bat handle. The Rockies ended up holding the bag as he drove in Desmond to give the Nats that 1-0 lead. So the 7th inning stretch rolls around. It'll be Nix, Morse, and Worth for the Nationals. Lance Nix, for the first time in his career last night, had 1 and then 2 outfield assists in a ballgame.
When you think of Lance Nix, you think about big home runs and big at-bats, but how clutch has he been defensively this year? A number of sparkling plays, a number of game-saving catches in left field, and this is just another one to add to the highlight reel. Oh, by the way, he's played a pretty good first base, too.
If you would talk about 2 guys on the team who would surprise you the most with their defense, it would be Lance Nix and Michael Morse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, Nix played center field for the Rangers, and he made the highlight reels all the time back in the day, so it doesn't really surprise me that he's this athletic. Anytime you're a center fielder, you're probably one of the fastest guys in the outfield with the most ability. So he's taken his center field skills and moved him over to left and done a nice job.
Really good performance in the top of the inning for Ryan Matthews, and here comes Nix. 0 for 2 against Chacin. Bottom 7, first pitch fastball moves him off the plate. Tyler Clippard for the 8th. Nix hits this ball well to left, but it's right at Cole Garner. 1 out. Another reminder about that midseason flex plan. You can log on to nationals.com/flex. You pick 3 games, get a 4th one free, plus you get a new era ball cap. We call it the new midseason flex plan, and at least for a while it'll still be the middle part of the year, so take advantage. Nice crowd today, by the way. 21,186 at the ballpark.
It's a perfect day for a ball game.
And a really good day for a win to get back to 46 and 46 into the break. Michael Morse, fly ball to center, swinging strikeout. Jason Worth behind him is 0 for 2. Look at that breaker. That had Michael buckling a bit. I mean, 3rd time you see a pitcher, and he still has you buckling on his breaking stuff in the 7th inning. Wonder if the purple stitching on the glove is something the Rockies clubhouse guy does. Where do you find purple stitching?
You just get them that way. You order from Rawlings. You see the number and the name stitched on there too in purple, and that's the way you order your gloves.
What'll they think of next? 2-2. Wish Rawlings did headsets.
You get purple stitching on your headset?
No, but you know, something a little different than standard issue jet black.
You get red stitching on your stick mic?
Now, Michael Morse hacks that one out to center. It's got some carry on it. It's off the wall. Just to the left of the 402 mark. Michael Morse checks in with a long double.
Can't believe they're keeping that baseball in the game. You'd think it'd be lopsided because you can't hit a ball any better than this. Hands inside the baseball, good extension. And that's the second time this year where Michael Morse has had to hustle into second base for a double that he's hit 400 feet away.
50th career double. He had 12 last year, and we thought he had a pretty good year then. He has 17 now. That's hilarious about the baseballs, though, FP. You know, guy foul tips one, or the ball hits the dirt, they throw it out. It bangs off the wall 400 feet away, hits the warning track, they throw it back in, and the ball stays in the game.
It banged off his bat, too. Yeah. I love the emotion that Michael Morse shows. He gets me fired up. Every time he does something good, he's fist pumping. He's clapping for the dugout. That guy's intensity is infectious.
Drive in a run, Jason Worth. First pitch fastball. Nats fans are thinking, Jason, give us something to be excited about for the rest of the season by doing something big on the 10th of July. Matt Reynolds, the lefty, Matt Lindstrom, the right-hander. Way outside, ball one.
See a little reach back right there from Chassis, 95 miles an hour.
Worth has driven in 31 runs. Good idea of the breaking ball. 2-1. Wilson Ramos to bat fourth here in the 7th. Nats looking to give that good back end of the bullpen a cushion here.
He's trying to drive himself in. 2-1 slider right there. Big swing and a miss. Looked like a fastball. Watch a late break, and he was thinking, I'm going deep.
Nats trying to salvage the final game of this series. And a 2-2 with one out. Worth in the air, playable near the right field line, and grabbed on the one hand by Mark Ellis. 2 outs. Jason Worth is 0 for 3 today and 1 for 10 in this series. If you'd like to track the ball club down the second half of the season, stop by the team store and pick up our specially designed Nationals scorebook. Sells for $29.99, 100 ball games in there to score. And if you'd like the bigger version of the scorebook that we use in the booth, you could go to bcscorebook.com. But the Nationals scorebook is only available here at Nationals Park in the team store.
You got a huge endorsement from a big name yesterday for your scorebook.
Oh yeah, George Will.
Yes, he uses your scorebook.
I know, and I didn't even have to give him a free one. He bought it. Thank you, George. His name will be appearing on the website shortly, believe me.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That's a good endorser.
Got a lot of Nationals guys: Byron Kerr, Ray Knight. Craig Heist, who covers the team every day, Ben Gessling, all those guys. No balls and 1 strike, and that's outside to Ramos, and Matt Pagnozzi keeps it closed. Michael Morse doubled with 1 out off the center field wall. Of course, my number one client is Debbie Taylor. I mean, once she moves around this ballpark, you should see that scorebook after about 2 weeks.
She's getting the mini scorebook.
I told her, don't do your grocery list anymore in my scorebook. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ramos. Big breaking ball, unreachable. Citrix and convergence technology with the pitch track.
There's a lot of technology behind that slider. That's a good pitch.
A lot of talent.
Wilson Ramos has been good lately, going the other way and letting the ball travel. Let's see if he looks away here with 2 strikes and thinks about going to the right side.
Check out convergencetech.us, by the way. Ramos will go the other way and fly it out to Seth Smith. Call the experts at Convergence, 301-860-1960. They'll help your business. 1-0 Nats into the 8th. Subscribe to MLB.tv, every game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite device. Go to Nationals.com for more details and to order MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Shoring up the defense, Rick Ankiel in center field. That'll move Roger Bernardino over to left. Ankiel will be batting 9th on the double switch, and the new pitcher batting 4th, Tyler Clipper. The numbers do not lie.
Yeah, the 150 batting average against doesn't lie either.
Tyler Clippard faces the bottom of the Rockies order. Ian Stewart, Matt Pagnozzi, and you would think Jason Giambi in the number 9 spot, and we shall see what Jim Tracy does. First pitch, foul ball. Chacin, by the way, 1 run on 4 hits through 7. And they will have to pull him unless the Rockies tie the game before he comes up. .92-mile-an-hour fastball and a check swing. Giambi doesn't have the helmet on yet, but he has a bat.
And Tyler Clippard into the game. He'll have something to talk about on the flight to Arizona tonight with Troy Tulowitzki.
Be even more fun if they were facing each other, but I, for one, am glad Tulo already batted last inning. Here's the 0-2. Fastball up.
Probably goes something like a nice G6, dude.
Yeah, nice fastball, dude.
How long does it take to get to AZ?
Longer than it takes your changeup to get to home plate. Kind of like that, but it's hit hard into right field. Ian Stewart suddenly 2 for 2, and the Rockies are wondering, where has that offense been? He was 0 for quite a while, and that's a big hit for them here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, a lot like Ian Desmond getting on base. You're going to wonder right now if Jim Tracy's going to play for the tie or go ahead and play for the win. Need a bunt right here with Pagnozzi. I think Davy Johnson might throw over to see if Pagnozzi's going to square around. Also play hit and run baseball right here. You won the first 2 games of the series. It allows you to do whatever you want if you're Jim Tracy.
And Clippard with the first pitch. Change up upstairs. Right-handed batter Ty Wigginton is, well, I can't say on deck because he's nowhere near the circle. He's almost behind home plate checking out Tyler Clippard.
Yeah, that's as far as I've seen anybody all year.
I'm really surprised baseball lets somebody stand almost that far behind the battery. If there was a left-handed batter up there, he would be in danger of serious injury.
And guys do that so they can see what the pitcher has. It's almost like you're in the batter's box. You're seeing movement, you're seeing location, you're seeing everything. He just moved back closer to the on-deck circle as he hears us talking about it.
Well, here he comes again.
But I used to do that. I used to try to get as close a look as I could until somebody moved me back. I'm trying to get a good look at release point, rotation, everything. Especially on a guy like Clippard that's so funky.
Looked like the breaking ball that was outside. 2-1.
Do a lot of things right here. You can wipe off the bunt, go hit and run. You can just play it straight because you got count leverage 2-1, or you can stay conservative and keep the bunt on. That thrower right there. You got one coach watching the base run, about 3 coaches watching the hitter to see if he shows for bunt. So the throw over right there designed not to get the runner out, but to see if Pagnozzi flinched. He showed bunt, and he did not show bunt.
2-1 pitch. There is a bunt. Deadened beautifully. Ramos no play at second. He throws to Espinoza. Sacrifice is good. 2-4.
There's a lot going on in that little sacrifice by Pagnozzi. Wilson Ramos jumped out there. He looked at second base to see if he had a chance at Stewart. Made the right decision, and then Danny Espinoza was just a hair late getting to first base. So you look at it all right in front of you. This is a great shot. This is what Wilson Ramos is seeing. Takes a peek, gets the baseball. Do I have a chance? No. Good job. Choke it off, go to first base. Espinoza makes the play on the back end. You just see the pressure a sacrifice bunt puts on the defense.
Top 5 in the league in bullpen ERA. The Nats at 3.12. Their overall staff ERA 3.57. So these are the guys who really keep that number down. And Clippard now to Ty Wigginton. So they go against the grain and pinch hit the right-hander. Wigginton 1 for 4. And FP, could this be a move by Jim Tracy to take away Clippard's changeup?
I mean, generally speaking, you'd say, yeah, but he throws it to right-handers too. He's one of the few right-handers that go right on right changeup, so I don't think so.
Hard-throwing right-hander, former Marlin Matt Lindstrom. He's been their 8th inning guy, trying to get the ball to Houston Street. Their starter got the ball to Houston Street last night, Ubaldo Jimenez. Wigginton swinging and missing at 82.
Changeup, and he's not afraid to throw it to right-handers, and you knew he was going to throw it behind the count 2-0, and it was a dandy. Wigginton looking for a fastball all the way, and he just felt the fury of the Bugs Bunny changeup. Wouldn't be surprised if he doubles up and throws.
Well, 95 looked like 102 after that changeup.
A well-located 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He just didn't throw it down the center of the plate. Started it off the plate away and brought it back. That was a perfect pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Wigginton with Spilborghs on deck. At the top of the order. 8th inning, 1-0 Nationals. Target in. This is way outside with a fastball.
Wigginton wondered if he's going to throw me a 3-2 change. There's no ways a hitter you can sit on. I'm not a guy that has a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, so you're looking fastball and adjusting to everything else.
Holds on to the changeup too long and walks him. Lead runs on for the Rockies. That's the first walk issued by the Washington pitching staff today. Now Giambi is going to come out and hit for Spilborghs at the top of the lineup. Giambi as a pinch hitter this year. 19 at bats, 2 hits and just 2 RBIs. Hitting .271 overall with 9 home runs.
And 9 home runs and 85 at-bats. He has the highest home run per at-bat ratio in the big leagues. And the best I've ever seen at holding up on a swing. I've never seen anybody do it better. He just does that. I don't know how he holds up, but that's what he's done his whole career.
Because you know he's generating serious speed even at the start of that swing. Right down the middle, 94, counts even.
You go inside with a fastball to a guy like Giambi, you better get it in. And that was a perfect spot.
Target outside corner. Right by him, up in the zone.
And some guys can make mistakes in the strike zone because their stuff is just that good. Look where the target is. Look where this ball ends up. That was just a challenge fastball to Jason Giambi, and he beat him. I think he tried to go elevator fastball here with 2 strikes.
Yeah, he didn't step in here to walk. He wants to swing the bat. Clippard goes 95 inside. Tyler's had some long innings lately in terms of numbers of pitches. He was up around 40 the other night in 2 scoreless innings against the Rockies on Friday. Didn't give up a hit, walked a couple of guys. He's walked 1, given up a hit here in the 8th inning today. And a 2-2 hooked foul.
He was on that changeup. Pulled it foul, but we've seen so many swing throughs on that changeup after a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in. And Giambi was all over that. Got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, moved his feet, and then he throws a changeup right there. See him staying through that baseball. Nobody stays through the ball better than Jason Giambi. Has that one-hand finish. He's able to extend on off-speed. Still think the pitch is fastball up.
Clippard goes fastball up, and Giambi fouls it back. That was interesting. Flores gave him a low target, but FPI wasn't buying it, and I think there was some deception going on there by the catcher because he knew a high fastball was coming.
Well, you think of Jason Giambi striking out a lot of times. You see it on the highlights. It's the fastball up in his eyes, and it's a tough one to lay off, especially when it's a pitcher like Tyler Clippard. This is a great battle we got going.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? No, sir. And he stops that bat somehow again.
He never does. I mean, you might as well not even ask. We'll check out the side swing. He just has a knack for being strong enough to hold that big barrel up.
And he takes his right hand off of that knob. 2 on, 1 out. Changeup strikes him out looking. No hitter in baseball would expect that. 2 outs.
You don't expect a changeup on the inner half. Most of the time the changeup is either right down the middle or away. And what does Tyler Clippard do? Almost like a two-seam changeup where he started as front hip and brought it back. And that just froze Jason Giambi, and that'll freeze a lot of left-handed hitters. You're looking for the fastball in, so when you pick up the ball and you see it out of his hand, you see it on the inner half, you're thinking that's a heater. And the last thing you're thinking of is a changeup on the inner half of the plate.
2 on, 2 out. Mark Ellis now. He's 0 for 3 today. A man you'd like to face with your closer in the 9th inning when you have the lead. Leading off Todd Helton, not in a situation like this. But Clippard goes 2-0.
Oh, the one thing you know with Mark Ellis is he, generally speaking, puts the ball in play, and you're just hoping that he hits it at somebody. It's a tough out.
Clippard drops one in there. 81 on the off speed. And the count's 2-1. Jim Tracy's Rockies 6 games under 500. Pardon me, they're back within 4 games of 500. Looking to make some noise in the West. And this will be good for the Nats. And Keogh has it. Clippard can take a scoreless 8th inning right to Phoenix.
Hop on that G6. Come to the ballpark for to see at-bats like this. Jason Giambi against Tyler Clippard, former All-Star against current All-Star. And what does Tyler Clippard do? He goes 4 challenge fastballs in a row to Giambi, well-located fastballs. Look at the one in there, 95. Now he goes with a changeup. Giambi all over it, staying through that ball. So what does he do off of that? He goes fastball up at 93. Another fastball in his eyes, a great take by Giambi. And he drops the dead fish in there, 3-2. It comes back for a called third. And that was a great sequence, a great battle, a great at-bat. Those are the kind of ABs you remember as a pitcher. Those are the kind of ABs you like to forget as a hitter. But a good battle nonetheless by both guys.
Carlos Gonzalez in center field for the Rockies here in the bottom of the 8th. We've got him batting ninth and their pitcher batting first. And that'll be Matt Lindstrom, a hard-throwing right-hander who sidearms that fastball in there, whips it in at 96, making his 39th appearance with a 2.86 ERA. Desmond and Keel and Bernardina for the Nats, bottom 8. Desmond's had 2 good ABs today, a hard line drive at the center fielder. And then a hot shot off the glove of Ian Stewart. Zimmerman bunted him to second, and then Roger Bernardina drove him home. Left-hander Matt Reynolds still throwing with 2 lefties coming up. This could be one hitter for Lindstrom with that herky-jerky motion of his. Target away on 1-2. Desmond lays off the breaking ball. What a battle in Florida. Bottom of the 8th. Marlins lead the Astros 5-4. Bottom of the 7th in Philly. The Phils lead the Braves 4-1. Philly's trying to take a 3.5 game lead into the break. The Mets are at San Francisco tonight. Two pitch. Desmond takes a fastball high.
I think Ian Desmond's going to have a big second half. I really do. I've seen a lot of good signs offensively the last week or so. He's had some good at-bats. Maybe not a whole lot to show for it. He's making the adjustments on the fly, and that's all you can ask from a young player.
He's going to get punched out on a pitch that was somewhere around the outside corner. Not at all happy, 1 out.
And knowing Ian Desmond, he probably said something to the effect that Drew Storn will take this in the bottom of the 9th.
They had some pretty good run on it to get back near that box. And that was a 1-batter appearance for Lindstrom. They'll bring in the left-hander, Matt Reynolds. Jim Tracy trying whatever he can to keep this a 1-0 game into the 9th inning as the Nats look for insurance. And nobody on. Ankiel coming up in a moment. Now the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report returns Thursday after the All-Star break. 5:30 to 6:30. Tom Davis, Mel Anton, and Dave Johnson, Phil Wood. They'll take a couple of days off to check their sources. And they'll be back to recap the All-Star game and Tyler Clippard's performance, hopefully for the Nats out there in Phoenix.
Check their sources?
Yeah, looking for new ones. New information out there all the time. Left-hander Matt Reynolds. 14 holds on the year. He's our busiest pitcher with 43 appearances now. Rick Ankiel's bat has awakened lately, hitting .227. He gets a good piece of that, baby. See you later. 2-0 Nationals.
Huge swing of the bat from Rick Ankiel. Davey Johnson breathing easier. Drew Stone breathing easier. That was a huge run. You called it, partner. His bat is alive. And I think that's the earliest I've ever heard you drop a C on the "see you later." You knew that one was gone.
He has some kind of power. That's his third homer as an Nat, and he's hit 2 of those 3 in the last week since he's been back. So that's a good sign, because Davey Johnson loves his defense in center field.
You keep having at-bats like that, more playing time coming.
Rick Ankiel is now 10 for his last 25. And Bernardina unable to keep that one away from the pitcher. What would be our Ford drive of the game today?
Duh. Right here. Rick Ankiel gets a hanger, goes down and gets it. I won't even call that a hanger. That was a pretty good pitch. He just beat a good pitch by digging it out. That ball wasn't even the track yet, and you dropped a C.
I waited a little while for the U and the later.
I like it.
But I do watch outfielders a lot, and Seth Smith knew he had no possible play on that. Denny Espinosa, so the Nats got that little insurance they've been looking for. It's 2-0, and they may need all of it, maybe some more with Helton, Tulowitzki, and Smith due up in the ninth. A couple of guys who come off the bench at times and provide the Nats power. Railbirding with each other right there, Ankiel and Nix.
Well, that's just a case where, hey, you brought the lefty in not to throw me fastballs, or you left the righty in. So what do? You're not per se sitting on the off speed, but you're thinking about it an awful lot. You know, why did he bring the lefty in? Not to throw me a straight fastball. The righty could have done that, so I'm going to think about a wrinkle here. You got all of it.
Now it's 3-1 to Espinosa with Zimmerman coming up, possibly. And Danny taking his shot on 3-1 and making it 3-0. Down to third for Ian Stewart. Rick Ankiel with his 58th career home run, the Exmo. He goes out there and gets it, hits it about 380. His 23rd save in 26 opportunities, and I know FP loves this number. It's a 1, a 9, and a 2.
And that's the batting average against Drew Storm this season. And look at the sinker from Storm. His fastball command has been good of late. His slider's been hit and miss. He had a good slider his last time out. He's converted 22 of 25 save opportunities. His 22 saves are 9th in the league. So for Drew Storm, that home run by Rick Ankiel was huge. Now he's got a 2-run cushion instead of a 1-run cushion to deal with.
Yeah, Drew Storm very busy this week. Saves against the Cubs Tuesday and Wednesday. And now a chance for the first time since. He faces Todd Helton, and it feels better to be facing this guy up by 2. Todd Helton 2 for 3 today. And in this series, he's 5 out of 10. Fastball, a beauty on the outside corner.
Well, you're up by 2. You can throw Todd Helton the first pitch fastball. You're up by 1. You can't. I think if you're up by 1, you locate it like that. It doesn't matter. That was a perfect pitch in a perfect spot. 96.
Tried it again a little bit further out. Counts even 1-1. Nasty slider. Looked like it might have been a strike when it crossed home plate. Caught inside by Ramos.
I think I look for from Drew Storm is his first slider. And not whether it's a ball or strike, but what kind of bite it has on it. And that one had good bite.
Oh, look at that running fastball. Beauty at 95.
And I think the one thing that Drew Storm has learned this year is when the slider is sliding, to trust his fastball and locate it. And be able to go out there when you don't have your great stuff and figure out a way to get your team a save, to get your team a win.
Helton has to swing at that slider. It's a bloop out to center, and here comes Ankiel, 1 out. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form in the accounts and descriptions of this game, may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. 2 outs to go. Troy Tulowitzki stepping in. And at the risk of sounding redundant, you sure feel better facing him when it's 2-0. And nobody on base in this case. There will be a Sunday afternoon in July very soon when we are shaking hands and sending Drew Storm off to an All-Star game.
Just a matter of time.
Yes, it is. A lot of great closers in this league. Sometimes you're good enough to go, but you have to wait your turn. Tulowitzki pops it up. Desmond or Espinoza. Ian will take it. 2 down.
And sometimes that base gets in the way when you're looking up at a high pop-up. And Ian Desmond was very close to second base. And I've seen guys actually trip over the bag when they're looking straight up at a pop-up. Believe it or not, that simple play is not that easy.
Crowd of 21,186 have been waiting. These fans have all weekend for a win. And the Nats are 1 out away from rewarding them. It's Storen and Smith with a .500 record at the break on the line here.
And Drew Storm's got his A game going today.
That ball is drilled to left center and hit very hard. It'll hop the fence at the bullpen. That ball absolutely smoked by Seth Smith.
Just a fastball in the outer half, and he stays on it. And you saw the first pitch. out there. He went out and got it and drove it that way, and he had trouble getting out of the batter's box. A little slippage right there. Looked like he tripped over his foot.
Then it'll be up to the rookie in his first week in the big leagues, Cole Garner, who has struck out 3 times today. He's 1 for 7 with 1 RBI in 3 major league games. First pitch slider. That is a killer for strike 1.
And Steve McCatty saying 2 more, please.
He goes with a fastball and shows it to him up and away. Steve McCatty has to be an MVP first half. Most valuable person on this ball club in terms of his work with this pitching staff. Strike 2. A team, a crowd, and a city hungry for a win here. One ball and 2 strikes. Killer slider. Game over. The Nats get a badly needed win to take a 500 record into the All-Star break.
Davey Johnson's fired up. The Nationals are fired up. They can have a good All-Star break. What a wonderful job by the bullpen. Scratch out a couple runs, but today was all about Jordan Zimmerman, and I think next year at this time you're going to send that guy to the All-Star game.
Drew Storen, save number 23. The Nats win it 2-0. Back with more from a happy Nationals Park.